Fairly lively debate on the chat there about the piece earlier about mixing love and sex. And like I said in the piece, it's not about male, it's not about female. What are you going to do to correct the wrong issues or the blurring? No need for labels, no need for pointing. This one does this, the other one does that. That is the old game. The new game is, what are you going to do to change you? Away from those programs that failed us all. This past week, I've attended, this is the final piece by the way, several calls with groups of people who were all once associated with the Life Force group. And this was by their request. And I did not go in to speak badly of Kim, although many were outraged at the antics, behaviour, underhanded tactics, controlling nature of the group, plus the apparent fraudulent use of the donations to the group being given out only to people that approved all things Kim. And it was a sorry tale, and some of it downright nasty. And while some people will see me going onto their calls as getting one over on Kim, I have no desire to do that. And indeed, I haven't had a need to do that regardless, as she has made massive strides of getting one over on herself. But I went in and I expected some kickback and some duly obliged, which is their right to do. But I went in to bring people together, as it has not and will not work several small or moderately large groups all doing the same thing, yet lacking a platform to bring it all together. And pooling our resources under one umbrella, as it were, has never been tried. And so I got that across to the people who were largely UK based of how it will work, what are the principles and dynamics behind it, and also what are the themes or memes of the TPC. And by and large, it went very well. And there was some kickback. Some felt the name was wrong, the People's Club. It is another control structure. It is operated from the top down, suggesting we run a hierarchy, that I am not flexible, and it was ran by one or three people, are some of the things that some of the people rejected the idea of the TPC for. And most of you listening to this will not recognise those statements. But these are new people. And I was invited to speak about the TPC, and that is what I got across. But these people who have been badly burnt by the Life Force group, and I feel there is a fear element with some people that they have of it is jumping from one group to another. You know, they fell for the oldest trick in the book, as did some of our own members, the Saviour and Seducement Programme, the dangling carrot. And I feel some of them haven't forgiven themselves for making an error of going with Life Force. But that is okay. And hopefully many of them will see it as a learning curve, not a mistake. Because the fear of making a mistake plagues many of us, and why so many are shut down. But mistakes are only mistakes if you fail to learn the lesson from it. And so not going near a similar situation because the last choice they made was wrong is avoiding the lesson, and so it's destined to repeat. And what this all boils down to is not trusting the self. Rather than the projection of not trusting me or the TPC. And that is something we all have to learn individually to be able to grow. Trust the self. And the ones who wish to join will, and the ones who don't won't. And that is their free will choice. All of them are very nice people, all wishing for the same things, to be progressive and solution-based. And I wish them all well in their individual groups, and it ended more than amicably. Now, I have been asked to attend a larger group call in mid-February, and I also offered them in return an open Zoom call between their members and our members, particularly those who are in the communal gatherings, where our members can answer their questions or concerns they may have, rather than just me. But it was a very useful exercise to me to be able to gauge where people are at, and vice versa. I have rarely engaged out of our group for years now, and so it was worth the 11 hours of calls to engage people with ideas, solutions, knowledge and support. I planted the seed, and it's now down to them on an individual level and a collective level to decide whether they wish to grow something organically and be involved in something far bigger than themselves, their groups or their countries. And in my opinion, the feedback of those who are against the TPC were more inclined currently to fight the old system than what we are doing in building a new one. But that is likely due to the fact they are behind in the understanding of how the world works or doesn't, who are the players, and the real truth about everything that our members have consumed in vast quantities. And that is not their fault, but it's something they will have to catch up to at some point to be able to fully understand where we are coming from. But rest assured, we will not be adding numbers to the group for the sake of it. That will never work for us. We have built a largely amicable group of people working hard for the group and each other, and that will not be jeopardized for the sake of extra numbers. So the calls were two ways. They were assessing me and us, and likewise. And maybe they will go away and ponder on things better when the anger about Kim, Tank and Liam subsides. They were really angry. And I guess her power play of being the one and only has now completely failed, fairly spectacularly, according to their inner circle and outer circle people. And maybe now people can get down to the real work of building for the future, most of which can be done without funding. The dangling carrot has rotted away with the rest of the cesspit known as the alt media, and that is a great thing for us all. And we can all learn to come together as one harmonic unit that will drive real change for the right reasons, and not the lure of receiving many pieces of paper with numbers on. The great question to all now is, are you wise enough? Echoing the lyrics in the song, all I'm really asking is, what are we doing here? Are we just killing time, just living year to year? In this big world, no one else can play our part. No one else can play our part. No one else can play our part. Ain't it time to just wake up and give it all? We have a chance to make a difference until our dying day. Bye for now.